Hello, hello, hi, geekpreneur. What's going on? Welcome. Happy Monday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. My name is Sean Azimi, and I help folks with a job to create a side gig online and use social media to grow it. If that is you, drop the word me in the comments, and I will get back with you after this live. What is happening, you guys? It is chilly. It is chilly tonight. Very cold. I know some of you East Coasters are going to say, oh, you haven't seen cold. I have. I used to live in Michigan, so it's pretty chilly there. But I'm telling you, it is cold tonight. What is good? Let me know where you are tuning in from. Obviously, I'm from Southern California. Those of you on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, who are catching this live. Is my screen okay? It feels like it's lopsided. Hopefully my screen is okay. Welcome. Good to see you guys. Let me know where you're tuning in from. It'd be exciting to know. So tonight, let's talk about your ego. Listen, your ego ain't your amigo. I'll be the first one to tell you that. I um, I used to have a lot of ego, a lot. Still have some ego, but I'm working on it. But definitely, I found out ego ain't your amigo. So, and there's a way to respond back when your ego is in gear, right? There's a way to use the situation and use your higher self to respond back to ego. So let's say, for example, oh, by the way, I in the flyer I had mentioned four ways to get back to your ego, but it's three. I misprinted, so it's three. So let's say first, your ego says, "Boy, I made a bad decision. That was so bad." Your higher self can come back and say, I had to learn something through that experience. So if you're telling yourself, I made a bad decision, I should not have made that decision, your higher self can come back and say, hey, listen, calm down, little one. Calm down. It's probably because you had to learn something. You had to experience that to learn something, right? Number two, if your ego comes back and says, oh, life is so unfair. Who's heard that before? Who has said that before? Drop a one in the comments if you feel that is the case, that life is very unfair, right? Um, I'll be the first one to tell you. I'll drop a one. Life is unfair. Well, your higher self can come back and say, hey, listen, this was something, this is something to test me, and with it, I can grow. So life may be unfair, throwing you curveballs, hard times. Well, your higher self can come back and say, "Hey, listen, no. It's not that it's unfair. It's because you're going through this stuff because you got to learn something and you grow from this, right?" And the last one is, what if your ego comes back and says, "Hey, I was abandoned and betrayed." That's a tough one, right? I was abandoned. I was betrayed. Your higher self can come back and say, no. What this has done, you were abandoned and betrayed. What this has done is that this has created the right space for the right people to come into my life. So, isn't it interesting, though, how it's like a switcheroo? You're flipping it over, right? I mean, okay, maybe it's easier said than done, but this is true, and it's based on cognitive behavioral therapy. and reframing. So what you're doing is you're changing the meaning of a situation, and the, you're changing it to something of higher self, right? You're changing the meaning of events. You're reframing it, right? So, and I know it's going to take a whole lot of practice to be able to think the the this way every time your ego shows up. But the good news is that we get um, a lot of chances per day to put this stuff into practice, right? There are many times, I mean, one of these three is bound to be said during the day, right? You may say, "Oh, I made a bad decision." You may say, "Oh, life is so unfair." You may say, "I've been abandoned. I've been betrayed," right? The good news is that we get these chances to put these principles into practice, and I pray that you catch yourself when you're in your ego mode, right? And remember, your ego ain't your amigo. So, with that, hopefully, you guys get some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. By the way, if you're not following me, it's not looking good for TikTok to stick around in US. They have 60 days to find a buyer for TikTok, and so far there's nobody on the table. TikTok has said no to every person and company that wanted to buy them, and they have rejected all offers. So it's not looking so good for TikTok in the next 60 days. So if you're not following me, hola, hola. So if you're not following me on other channels, let's go. Let's go. I go with Sidekick Sean across the board: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, Threads, everything. So, again, with that, hopefully you guys get some love, some inspiration, some value. If you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love. Tag a couple people. Let's go. If you're not following me, let's go. Follow me and I'll follow back. With that, I am Sean Azimi, and I help folks with a job to create a side gig online and use social media to grow it. If that is you, drop the word "me" in the comments, and I'll get back with you after this live. With that, I am signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.